Hey, I think we made this. Okay, I changed my screen. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yay! Hello, good evening, anyone who's currently in the chat. I don't think anyone in the chat right now, but anyway, good evening to whoever. Let me turn the volume up a little. Hey, today we are back at it at the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So the last time we left off, we just finished the investigation process. So I think this will probably be like the last court process. If you got court section of the third game. Is it third game? The third game? The third game, I think. Yeah, the third game of the second third case of the second game. Yeah. After that we'll move on to the fourth case. I'm hoping I can get Ace Attorney finished by maybe next week or so. Yeah, then we can like focus so-called on Poké Ashes. I'm very slow because I'm like playing so many games at the same time, but yeah. Okay. Hello, hi Drake. Hi Drake 05, yay! You're the first one in. So, as I was saying, hopefully we're gonna try to complete the entire Ace Attorney game maybe by next week. Then we can focus on Poké Ashes. I've had this game for like how many months already? Since last year. Last year? When did this game come out? I feel like it was last year, but I don't actually remember too well. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? Of course it was last year. The New Year's count just started. I said this, but it's gonna be March. It's gonna be March in a couple hours time. Good morning to you, Mr. Naruhodo. Good morning, Professor. Ready for today's proceedings? No. I hope so. I should be. Even I, with nothing left. Good morning, my dear fellows. Ding! Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you're here. How are you today? Pretty good. Oh my god, what's it? Oh, you can redeem message highlights. Oh my gosh, you are seriously helping to enlighten me on a lot of Twitch stuff. I didn't know you could do that. Yeah, pretty good. So I finished all my assignments yesterday. Yeah. So I submitted my assignment. My last assignment was due on just right before midnight, but I finished it at 7 p.m. So I spent the whole of last night playing Library of Ruinia. It was great. How are you? How's it been today? Good day as well? Everyone had dinner / lunch / whatever your most recent meal was already? Why, naturally, a true gentleman stands shoulder to shoulder with his friends in battle at all times. Thank you, I really appreciate it. I'll see you later then. He said you stand shoulder to shoulder in battle at all time, but he said he dodged us like a couple of times in court already, so. Now, Professor, we really need you to remain calm in the courtroom today. Yes, please stop sudokuing, please. I'm here to help you. Yes, do try your hardest not to enter the witness stand uninvited again. Yes, I will. I realize it was a mistake, but my dear fellows, I must interject. Ding! Oh, you're still here, Mr. Sholmes. What's the matter? Surely I've overlooked some praise, have you not? To be cast in my direction, Sorry, I don't follow. Must I spell it out? I, the great Herlock Sholmes, the greatest detective of worldwide acclamation. The other busy day, oh no. Hopefully, yeah, okay now, I guess. If it's calmed down somewhat. If it's still busy, then hopefully tomorrow and the rest of the week will be better, I guess. Hopefully, yeah. Today's my kind of free week. I've got my next assignment 3 weeks away, so kind of free week. Good luck. I hope everything goes well for you. Fido. Whenever it's a busy week, I always feel like it's the week that I deserve to treat myself with whatever, some bubble tea or something or whatever that I enjoy, to use it as a form of motivation to fight. Arose at some ungodly hour to be here now. First thing in the morning, a miracle, you must agree. Well, if I must agree, then as you know, my sleep is quite impregnable, and Iris had to employ her full gamut of tactics. She pulled the covers off, shook me, poked both cheeks, punched me, and kicked me from the bed. Poor Iris. Ouch. Then she poured a boiling cup of her latest experimental blend on my face, and at last I was bestirred. Poor Iris. Iris also fought hard today. Oh my, Iris has been busy. She has been indeed. Iris doesn't have it in her to go that far. She's too nice. I sense the spirit of a fellow scientist, one who relishes the infinite impossibilities of blending tea. I'm the one worthy of praise here, not Iris. This is my victory. No, you should. Why are you claiming the credit for your daughter's actions? So I had to cut in. Who's that? Ooh, Inspector Gregson. Oh, Inspector Gregson, good morning. Ding. Gregson, my dear fellow, why the grim expression at this delightfully early hour? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because I've been confronted with a grimmer expression, eh? Dear me, are you going to take that insult lying down, Professor? What? I don't know. Poor Professor. Anyway, here's the paperwork you asked for. Did you ask for paperwork? I can't remember. What's it about? What paperwork? I took the liberty of requesting it yesterday. I have a feeling it may prove useful. You won't believe the hoops I had to jump through to get this brought out of the archives. It's the professor's autopsy report. Ah, nice! The mass murderers? Who killed 5 members of the aristocracy? He was found guilty in a closed trial 10 years ago now. It was all done under wraps. And he was quickly executed soon after the trial. It's all in here. Nice. I can't imagine how this is going to be used in court today, but if they're giving it to me, obviously it's going to be used at some point or another. The pseudonym, the professor. Death by hanging confirmed at midnight 17 June. Does the date have anything to do with this? Yes, much obliged, Gregson. Us lowly lot at the yard are just doing what we can. In the shadow of the great detective shows, of course. Oh no, Gregson, don't go! Gregson's a good lad! Well then, Professor Hairbrain, this is it. Today we are going to lay all this to rest at last. I wish you the best of luck, Professor. I suppose he'll be in there today, will he? Drebber. Yes, Drebber. Drebber who is illegally pretty good looking for a criminal. if evil, why hot? Yes, we expect the prosecution to summon him as a witness. I'm still amazed that you managed to find him in just one day. In just one afternoon. I really owe you both so much. Counsel and the defendant. The trial is about to resume. Kindly make your way in the courtroom at once. This is it then, the final chapter. Funny, my heart's racing a little. I've not felt this before actually. This strange foreboding. As if something's going to happen in this trial that I'm not ready for. But I can't let that distract me from the only thing that really matters. Finding the truth. Fight! Okay, whatever we are not in this trial is going to kill me as personally as well because like what the fuck, man. Yo, Bailey, courtroom. Kang. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the public hearing on Albert Hairbrain, here present, who stands accused of murder. Are the counsel for the prosecution and defense ready to proceed? Aniki's in court today. Good day, hello. Thanks for coming again. You didn't miss much, to be honest. We pretty much like just started. You missed maybe like, yeah, you missed basically like 5 minutes or so of session. Hey, Aniki's in court. Aniki. I went to my friends who both already completed this game. I was like, hey, you guys didn't tell me that Aniki survived. And they're like, oh yeah, we didn't want to spoil you. I'm just like, tell me this guy. Okay, actually no. All the more they shouldn't tell me the important things. So they actually did a good job. I was just like, The prosecution is ready, my lord. Wrong vice, but whatever. Too late for that now. The defense is ready, my lord. As promised, Lord Vanzik has his apprentice with him. His apprentice with memory loss, aka Aniki with memory loss. Just say it already. Just say it already. It's Aniki. If I may, Lord Vanzik. Yes. Yes, my lord. There appears to be someone standing at your side. Question is real or fake memory loss? Right. I mean, it seems to be real, but considering the fact that his death was staged to begin with, it might be fake. Really, it might be. Ah, yes, my apprentice and assistant. The prosecution believes today's proceedings will see the complexity of this case rise considerably. Oh! Holy shit! Oh my god, you're kidding me! Oh my god. Lord Zik, are you not drama queen enough already? Now. No, Aniki. Okay, so what do you miss? What do you miss is that when Lord Zik was gonna pour his wine, right? You know he's already drama queen like 99.9% of the time, right? But instead of pouring the bottle into the bottle of wine normally, what he did is that he lifted the bottle, then Aniki used his sword to cut the cork off the bottle. and then he poured the wine from there. Aniki became a cock. What they call a cock opener? Is that what they call it? Yeah. and then after he opened, he swatted away the cock, right? Wine opener. Is that what you call it? I don't know. I don't drink alcohol after all. So yeah. So after Aniki like swatted away the cock, he did a very you know how the samurai way of like keeping your sword, right? Like you do that little like twirl and then you shing it back into your waist, right? Yeah, he did that with a freaking like what's it called, saber. It's not like a saber. He did it with a freaking rapier. He just kept the rapier like the Japanese way. I'm just like, if you could not be any more obvious that you are not you're not Westerner. And now I'm just like, oh my god, with the addition of Aniki, Lord Zik has now increased from 99.9% drama queen to like 3.3% drama queen. I'm just like now I'm just wondering if Aniki is really doing this just for opening the bottles, right? Will he assist in like smashing the bottle somehow? Oh my god, now I'm gonna live for this now. I wanna see how Aniki helps Lord Zik smash the bottle. Let's go. I therefore instructed my assistant to attend to ensure the smooth running of the trial. And the smooth running of liquid refreshment by the look of it. Alcohol, freaking shit. Amazing. The way he holds himself, the way he moves, he's Aniki. He couldn't be anyone else. But he's still suffering from amnesia. So there's really nothing you can do at the moment. I know, but this is so very hard. It will appear the prosecution has done a fine job in responding to the demands of the court made yesterday. Refreshment my ass for the juice. I mean, everyone needs something to keep them going in the face of hardship and I suppose in Lord Zik's case it is copious amounts of grape juice. Yes, my lord. I intend to call him as a witness shortly. Wrong voice once again, am I? Very good, very good. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, who have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this courtroom today, are you ready and willing to proceed? Of course, my lord. I'm sure we all understand the importance of doing our civic duty. What a good lad. Then you're like, man, I still appreciate this selection of jurors so much, because like this is the first time we have not had complete bullshit jurors. Let's see if this holds up in court today. Please do not suddenly become bullshit once again. I do so despite deception and deceit. I find it so very worrying. To take a man's life with a conjuring trick, it is against the magician's code, not to mention the law. And in fact, scientists should feel the wrath of God, if you ask me. Con girl. We have to listen to what's said on both sides of the fence and settle on one. That's it, ain't it? that con machine gun is. Wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all. Pang. If all parties are ready to proceed, you may begin, Lord Van Zix. Before I do, my lord, there's a report I must read to the court. Oh! Fancy! Yesterday at the Great Exhibition Grounds, the evidence of primary importance in this case, the super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine, which was installed on the experimentation stage, blew up. Was deliberately destroyed in an explosion effected by an unknown person or persons. He was... What? An explosion? This is an outrage. Yes, I heard this grave news yesterday. Scotland Yard submitted a report to my office in the evening. I read that the machine was blasted to smithers and the wreckage reduced to ashes in the flames. I have here a photographic print of the scene taken in the wake of the explosion. There's a freaking trapdoor! What do you mean what little remains of the machine? Then the most important thing is still glaring right there at you in the middle of the freaking photo? It's a freaking trapdoor! Do you guys jump in the trapdoor? Like, someone please tell me you actually look into where the trapdoor went into, because like, how could you not have? There's a freaking hole in the middle of the floor. It's gotta lead somewhere. Hi Choba! Hello! Heyo! You didn't miss much, maybe just like the introduction to the court and all that, yeah. Don't worry about anything, yeah. It shows what little remains of the machine. Yes, a terrible business. Please, someone tell me you jump in that hole. He did to destroy the evidence, did he? Hey, yeah. Don't worry about anything. You still pretty much got all the main stuff. That Enoch Dribbler, who is really good looking by the way. Who is really good looking for some reason. And has such slick animations. The court will take this printed evidence, counsel. The post-explosion photograph has been added and entered into the court record. Late yesterday afternoon, the protection afforded to the machine by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act was revoked. Silk, yes, silk. Very silky. However, before a thorough investigation could begin, the invention was obliterated from existence. As such, this will become a very different trial. What's he mean? As it stands now, with no evidence on which to draw meaningful conclusions, the authenticity of the kinesis machine will remain forever in obscurity. Indeed. A most unfortunate state of affairs. However, one thing remains clear. The victim's death was the result of actions of the accused. Of that, we can be certain. For it was the accused himself while operating the machine and ultimately caused its loss of control. Bang! As Lord Van Zix rightly says, this is a very different trial now. Ding! The accused accepts responsibility for his part in the events that transpired. He acknowledges that Mr. S-Man died as a result of the accident caused by his machine's malfunction. However, unbeknownst to the professor, He was being deliberately deceived by a pair of very clever fraudsters. Names, counsel, if you please. The engineer, Mr. ENVtuber, and the victim himself, Mr. ODS man. So what exactly were these two men up to behind the defendant's back? The defense intends to expose that information, thus establishing the unequivocal innocence of the defendant. Ta-dang! Thank you, counsels. The positions of the prosecution and defense have been clearly stated. Lord Van Zix, summon your first witness, please. At once, my lord. The prosecution calls the engineer, Mr. ENVtuber, to the stand. Well, he appeared a lot earlier than expected. I thought he would take he'll be like the second or so witness to arrive, maybe? Not the first. State your name and occupation for the court. Name, ENVtuber. Occupation... hard to pin down, I would say. Just say you're like freelancer or something then? Or like in between jobs? Really, who animated this guy? I'm like, this, what the heck? Look, as someone who has taken animation classes. No, I don't think he's fully mechanic. I think it just he's like, you know like how Ace Attorney characters have a lot of quirks and stuff, right? I think being robotic is just like his quirk, because he's an engineer kind of. So like since engineer, they made him all like clickety and stuff. Yeah. I don't think he's robotic. I mean, like Ace Attorney is more or less realistic in a sense, as in like anything that happens is something that could potentially happen like in real life. So I think he just being kind of weird, but like it's so smooth. How? Like he may just be like twitching left and right, but I'm telling you, this like the sharp movement and that bounce of his arms when he stops his movement is like very hard to pin down in reality when you animate it. I'm just like, man, this guy, just like, the animators, how? Teach me. But I feel as if I've seen it somewhere before. Oh, you too? I had exactly the same feeling myself. Why are you so good looking? This is criminal. I mean, you are literally a criminal, but this is criminal to my soul. Your file indicates that you are currently being investigated in connection with another case. The theft of a waxwork model, is it? A most extraordinary sounding business. Shit. How do you get a nice snap? Of the limbs? Ugh. If I could animate as good as if my animation was as good as this guy, I would have gotten like an A+ for like my assignment already. Seriously. But that has no bearing on this trial, so you cleave it from your mind. You're familiar with the public experiment carried out at a great exhibition some days ago? The accused super high voltage instantaneous kinesis demonstration. Yes, you could say that. I am aware of it. There was a terrible accident, wasn't there? Now he even has someone to hand him the little scroll instead of pulling out himself. It was you, Mr. Driver, who constructed the vast machine used in the experiment. Or so our investigations indicate. Can you confirm your involvement? Yes, I constructed it, in precise accordance with the blueprints, but that's all. Then the court will be very interested to hear your thoughts about the machine, I'm sure. I wonder if there's any. I wonder if people ever like ripped, not ripped, data mine the game to like pull out the models or something. Because I would really love to see the models rigging. This is amazing. An amazing device, if you ask me. The pinnacle of modern science, making instantaneous kinesis a reality at last. What? Good gracious. Do you mean to say that the experiment was bona fide, right? Is that your belief, sir? I mean, he's not going to tell you it's sham. If he told you it's sham, he's screwed right now on the spot, right? So, yes, that very much my belief. Such a waste that it blew up. But I've already established the machine was nothing more than a prop for an elaborate conjuring trick. You have established nothing of the sort. All that was shown during yesterday's proceedings is that the same outcome could have been produced by a means of stage trickery. The defense merely proposed a method and demonstrated its feasibility, nothing more. But I mean, that is technically true. That is technically true, yeah. We did not actually prove for real that it was the only way it could have happened. I mean, we know that scientifically it is the only way it happened because, like, the machine is bullshit. But technically, yeah, we didn't really prove anything. Now that Lord Zix points it out. We have procrastinated long enough, I feel. Witness, you will now give your formal testimony about the machine that you constructed for the purpose of the demonstration at the Great Exhibition. Understood. Ding! The kinesis machine. I met the young professor approximately 1 year ago through Mr. S-Man's introduction. He provided me with the blueprints and I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. It was no trick. If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the crystal tower. A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow. Well, at least he knows how to lie to people. A body double? That goes without saying, surely. To give the impression that something has moved when in reality it hasn't. It is a basic conjuring principle. The deception cannot be achieved without substituting the original with a fake at some point in the performance. But would I be right in saying you haven't managed to establish anything along those lines? Incidentally, the prosecution has already confirmed that Mr. S-Man had no twin siblings. It's my understanding that this witness is well versed in conjuring artfulness. But such talents do not indicate that he was actually able to accomplish what he claims. Namely, the construction of what, by all accounts, must have been an extremely complex scientific machine. Whatever do you mean? Yesterday's proceedings brought the true nature of your past exploits to light, Mr. Drebber. Indeed, my lord. As a swindler who preys on innocent scientists to elicit government grant money through conjuring know-how. Yes, it is true that I possess considerable knowledge of stage magic. This smile! Every time he does this smile, I'm just like, Yamete! Yamete yo! But crucially, my scientific knowledge more than matches that of any academic in the field. Investigation of the witness workshop attests to that claim, my lord. As evidence, the police found this Royal Society trophy for young talent and science there. So smile, he says, but he just like, you know that way of like looking at you through like looking up at you and then like that sinister smile. I'm just like, how old is he? He's like 30. He's 30s, I think. He's actually not that old. He just had a severe case of married internet syndrome. 35. Yeah, I mean, frankly speaking, when you consider the fact that most scientists who achieve things are like in their 40s to 50s, 35 is actually pretty young, I think. Yes, that's true. We spotted it there ourselves. If a hypothesis is sound, it can always be forged into a physical manifestation with sufficient skill. Though I may have sold the secrets of some deceptive wiles to sniveling, talentless scientists in the past. Would you therefore assert that the explosion of the machine was an unfortunate accident? Or, of course, a deliberate act of murder carried out by the misuse of the signs. I did! I hate how his hair is exactly the kind of hair I like on 2D guys. Stop it. Why do you have to have that one specific hairstyle? Counsel for defense, your cross-examination please. And his hair is so long, his hair like all the way to the waist, like how? How do you maintain such long hair so well? The longer your hair is, the more likely your hair is to drop like crazy for some reason. I have no idea why, but it is true. I'm just like, this guy might be shedding hair like crazy, man. The kinesis machine. I met the young professor approximately 1 year ago through Mr. Asman's introduction. Cause it's heavier, I don't know. Like I don't know if that's the case, but like all my friends with long hair and through my own personal experience have all agreed that when your hair is short, you barely drop any hair. But when your hair is long, like, we don't know why. Your hair just keeps dropping like crazy, like it just stretches like nobody's business. And like it's not a matter of like your scalp's in poor condition or like you didn't clean your hair well or like you're stressed or whatever. It just keeps dropping like crazy. Like even if you just comb your hair normally, right? If you have short hair, when you comb your hair, your comb more or less exits clean. But if you got long hair, when you comb your hair, you're going to form like a hair ball in like with every single like combing session you do, which makes no sense. Because if you think about the amount of hair that you're dropping, then it's like how are you not bored? Right? Try my phlegm. It's like if you drop so much hair, logic dictates that you're gonna turn bald in like the span of like 1 month. But somehow that does not happen, so we're all just like, what is going on with hair? Long hair is confusing. But I have no intention to cut my hair anyway. I don't like short hair. If you like short hair, power to you, but I don't. So I will maintain my long hair and have my hair constantly drop over my room floor. So you're already acquainted with Mr. S-Man himself? Not really. By chance, I've seen his name mentioned in the papers, that's all. But I had no interest in his private affairs. If he was an unscrupulous investor, it was no concern of mine. As long as people pay their bills, I take out my tools and construct what they ask. I mean, that is kind of the way commissions work, I guess. I mean, of course, some people say that they don't want to support morally bankrupt people, but at the heart of it all, that is how commissions work. If you pay me, you pay me. I don't care what you do in your private life, as long as you're not like killing someone with what I make for you or something. So why did Mr. S-Man approach you in particular then? Gotta eat, man, right? If I had to pick and choose every single client I had based off like what they did in their life, I would literally never eat. I would literally never afford anything. I can't afford like $3 chicken rice. Who can say? I presume because my name is associated with excellence in engineering. Not to mention excellence in fraud. Well, X. I mean, he did have a trophy, so it's true. But he should have trophies for more things besides excellence in engineering. Hard to gauge. But the point is, all I did was construct the machine according to the blueprints I was given. In other words, the kinesis machine was built on solid scientific principles. Yes, you might say that. Professor Hairbrain certainly has a mind like no other. He has a mind like no other, that is, but we're not saying whether it's a good or bad thing. I mean, if someone is excessively stupid, he also has a mind like no other, so... yeah, your flattery does not mean much. This feels like one of those things. Yeah, suicidal mind like no other. I know, right? You know, like mind like no other. It feels like one of those things where you're like indirectly insulting someone. It's one of those things that where like when people hear it, it sounds like you're flattering them. But if you think about it, you're like, hold on a moment there. Right. It is the very British. Honestly, it's a very British way of insulting someone. Yeah. To my knowledge of the British people, they love insulting people in a very roundabout way. So this guy is a legit Brit. Mata. It's clear that you have both scientific knowledge and knowledge of conjuring magic, however. The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to handle whatever comes along. That is true. That is true. But your implication is that I furnished the machine with some trickery, I think. It is a possibility that we have to explore. Unfortunately though, the machine has been blown to Kingdom Come. So there's really nothing left to explore, is there? I mean, you do have like the beta version in your workshop, so it appears that the kinesis machine was fitted with a time explosive of some kind. Explosive device of some kind. And there's nothing left of that device either. Not a single shred evidence remaining, I hear. Oh, you missed it? Oh yeah, sorry, you missed it because you left early, right? So yeah, so what happened is that we went to Drebber's workshop, we caught him hiding in a safe. He was just like, he was like, you should think about why I went to a safe. I went to a safe because I set a bomb in my workshop that's like strong enough to blow the shit out of all of you. So we disarmed the bomb. We took him in with us, and then he was like, do you think that I only set one bomb? And then we're like, what do you mean? Then the scene cut away to like the exhibition, and we saw it was like deep boom, and then the whole thing just exploded. So now this is how it looks like. We can't even destroy evidence. We can, but we can't prove that he's the one who did it. Yeah, like technically speaking, if you want to be very precise about it, we have no proof that he's the one who set the bomb at the moment. That is at the moment. Even if he said that, oh yeah, you think I only set one bomb, but like he can also argue that he might have been talking about another bomb, not this one. So then you kill the prosecutor. Well, more like kill the detector, police officers. Yeah, I was also quite surprised because like if you blew a freaking machine that big and people were there investigating it, are you telling me that no one died? I mean maybe someone died, but they didn't report it to us. But either way, he blew up the machine. Yeah, I'm just like, look at the freaking hole, that freaking trapdoor in the machine. And if someone tells me that no one jumped into the trapdoor, I'm gonna strangle someone. I'm gonna strangle you guys. Like, you see a freaking hole in there, and not gonna like, and your first thought is not like, I wonder where this leads to. Cannot be right. You guys cannot be that bad at your job, right? The first thing I would do is to get back up and go down the freaking hole to find out where the hell it leads to. And solve the mystery of like, the moment you go into this hole, you already know for sure whether this machine is a sham or not. You don't need like the special dispensation, whatever shitty egg. Right? Just jump down, right? Just freaking take a rope or something. Take a rope, tie, no backup, no rope. I mean, but you can always freaking go back to like the nearest police station and get rope or something, right? Or like I don't know, like come back to it with rope. The machine like fused to the ground after all. It's not like it's going anywhere, so you go like come back with rope, get a buddy to hold the one end of the rope and like jump down the hole. it honestly, right, this hole probably leads to like under the crystal tower or something. I don't know, but like, please for the love of God, tell me that someone jumped in the hole later on. If they're just like, what? There's a hole? This is the first time I've seen something like this. I'm gonna strangle someone. I am gonna strangle the shit out of all of them, I swear to God. Oh yeah, and then the head of the wax, like the missing wax figure from the wax exhibition, right? We found it in Drebber's workshop as well. So yeah, we know that he's the one who stole it, obviously. This lock doesn't look very strong, doesn't it? There's definitely no way you could remove the mask yourself if it was put on you. What a terrible way to treat someone, even a convicted criminal. I know, it's starting to make me livid actually. Mr. Naruto, please. I mean, just think about it. Imagine if you had itch on your cheek all of a sudden. You'd be utterly helpless. Well, yes, that's true. But I'm not sure that warrants quite so much anger. Oh, right. Sorry, I mean if you had itch on your cheek, if you like furiously like rub, kept like rubbing against the metal, would it like help scratch it for you? I don't know. Okay. Let's see if anything we can do about the evidence. There's a little metal plaque here, look. Fostering burgeoning talent for the future of scientific discovery. It seems rather ironic, doesn't it? But clearly Mr. Drebber really was a talented scientist. That's all? That's pretty vanilla, isn't it? Nothing else? Really? Okay. Hi. He must have planned all of this from the outset. But in any case, it's evidently clear that the experiment couldn't have been a trick. If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? Of course, that's it. Mr. S-Man was a twin. No, he was not. The prosecution just told you he didn't have one. Pang! Suddenly assistant disappeared. Perhaps my learned friend wasn't listening earlier. Mr. S-Man had no twin siblings. No, I heard you before, but the thread of hope hadn't quite left me. Copium? Does this count as copium? The demonstration could have been a trick if there was somebody who looked sufficiently like the victim. But Dr. Sif absolutely ruled it out as a possibility. It is beyond question that the victim himself, Mr. S-Man, did move from the stage to the Crystal Tower. The fingerprints found at the scene attest to the fact. So it can't have been orchestrated using someone who looked identical to Mr. S-Man then. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, no, nothing. Just that the idea of someone who looked identical to the victim is playing on my mind. Yeah, maybe he's got a wax figurine? All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the Crystal Tower. It crashed headfirst, you say? According to the many witness reports from those there at the time, yes. Were you not there at the exhibition grounds on the day? Now that you mentioned it. Unlikely. I rarely leave my workshop. Yet another of your unique inventions were found at the scene. Well, it was the unveiling of a machine I'd labored over for many months. I saw it clearly with my own eyes. The birdcage plummeting headfirst into the tower. Then what do you mean you rarely leave your workshop? What do you mean unlikely? You mean you were there? Just say you were there already. What a surprise! I believe the victim's neck was broken from the headlong fall, wasn't it? How would you have come by the information? Even an infernal recluse like me reads the newspapers, you know? According to the reports, 2 injuries were apparent on the victim's body. Yes, he'd been stabbed in the chest by a screwdriver, believed to belong to the defendant. I hear my bro going crazy over probably LOL in his room. I could hear his high-pitched hysterical laughter from my room. Yes, he'd been stabbed to death in the chest by a screwdriver believed to belong to the defendant. And he had broken vertebrae as a result of a fall from a considerable height. You could hear a squeal. Oh shit, you heard it? That means either my mic is... Oh, that's weird though, because is it my mic setting? Because my mic is on the settings that like it should only pick up sound in front of it, aka me, and it should cancel out noise behind the mic, which is like in the direction of my bro's room. So either my mic is really powerful, or my bro is really loud. I mean, he is, but it also means that my mic is actually really powerful. Okay. Good to know. But that means I gotta pay attention to when my mom comes to my room or something then. And he had broken vertebrae as a result of a fall from a considerable height. Correct. My learned friend has been doing his research, it seems. Do we know which injury was a fatal one? Sadly not. Forensic science is not yet at a level where such things can be determined. What we do know is that the victim died, having sustained both injuries at some point during the experiment. And since he was found in a birdcage with his neck broken, it's obvious that he fell from a considerable height. I suppose that's hard to deny. A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow. So you understood the science, did you? Yeah, if you understood the science, then wouldn't you know that it was flawed when you were building it? Not in the slightest. What? Huh? How should you build it without understanding it? As I've said a number of times, I'm an engineer. My job is to manufacture according to the blueprints I'm given. Yeah, but you gotta at least somewhat understand what's going on, right? I would be inviting manifold problems if I foolishly allowed my brain to digest the ideas behind them. I could be accused of stealing those ideas, for example. But how is it possible to construct a machine without really understanding the principles it relies on? Yeah, you tell him. You freaking tell him. Well, you're practicing law without really understanding the principles it relies on, aren't you? What? Surely not. A very good point? Shouldn't this be the worst point ever made? Stand up for yourself, Naruhodo-san! Stand up for yourself! The point is, the experiment resulted in instantaneous kinesis taking place. As such, the science must be sound. Yes, and really, experimental results are all that matters when it comes to proving a hypothesis. Very high function. Very valid argument. I would argue that if repair falls under maintenance, then I would agree, because you just need to know how it all fits together. But if you're building it from scratch, then you have to at least understand how the basics of it works, right? I mean, yeah, maybe you don't need to understand like all the maths and stuff, but you have to understand the basic concept of what you're building to understand how it all fits together, right? So I'm like, press X to doubt. Press X to doubt. I mean, doubting is not the same from saying a hard no, but doubts nonetheless. Maybe it is possible. Maybe that is how it works, but okay, driver, if you say so. I don't know. I am not a science person. I'm an art person. I went to art because you can YOLO everything. He's certainly very sure of himself. What do you think, Naruhodo-san? Well, now that the machine has been completely destroyed by yesterday's explosion, it's going to be impossible to argue its authenticity one way or another. But if we are unable to establish that it was a piece of stage trickery rather than genuine science, we will have no grounds on which to demonstrate Professor Harebrain's innocence. Both Mr. Asman and this man in the stand tricked the professor and used him. Following instructions won't always tell you how it functions but how parts go together. I mean, if I were to think about it in terms of IKEA furniture, I suppose. But at the same time, some amount of like backhand knowledge and logic dictates how you piece things together, right? I mean, for example, I'm gonna use building like an IKEA table as an example. Maybe you don't know how they chop all the pieces up together, or how the wood was manufactured, but like using your knowledge of how tables work. That is, you want a solid platform on which to put things to be balanced on top of 4 legs. You wouldn't screw like one leg on top of the other leg of the table, right? Something like that. Like like maybe I don't know. I feel like this is not really a very apt example, but like I feel like you should at least have some basic knowledge of how the blueprint works, even if you don't understand like all the deep science behind it. kind of. Okay, to be fair, this might just be like me, because like when it comes to like learning things from school and all that, right? If I don't translate what I'm being taught to something that makes sense to me personally, like even like the lecturer teaches something in like one particular way, and like the whole class understands it except for me, it's like no, even the lecturer repeats this to me like 6 times in a row, right? I will not understand it. I need to internally convert it to like my logic before it makes sense. So like maybe this is just me. Maybe it's just me who finds this weird. Yeah, like my own logic doesn't really make sense to like some people sometimes. But like when I'm very bad at explaining things to people, but but it makes sense to me, and that's how I learn. So me. One time my lecturer was teaching about like how, because it was a technical art class, so my lecturer was explaining like how shadows are cast according to like light sources, and like how it hits like buildings and stuff to cast like shadows, right? Then we are given like a set of like 5 worksheets. I don't remember. We were given like quite a few worksheets, and then he was explaining to everyone, and like this lecturer, like, okay, I don't hate him, but I don't really like him as a person, because he tends to make sexist remarks on like the offhand, like relatively often, and I don't really like it. But I give him props, because he I may not like him as a person, but I like him as a lecturer, because he genuinely understands when you are trying, when you're struggling but you're still trying to like keep up with him. Yeah. He will help you as far as you need to, as long as you are trying to help yourself. Yeah, so I concede this. So like he was explaining how the shadows were casting, and like he explained it once in class. I let him check over my work, and he was wrong, so he explained it to me again. Maybe I wouldn't exactly say he's not a good person, because he's not bad. He just you know like how like the like older people, he's not that old, but he's like in his like 40s to 50s, but like you know like the maybe like a different generation, right? Like they have like some a certain way of thinking that doesn't really gel with like the younger generation, maybe. Yeah, so yeah, he's the type of person to just make like some kind of offensive like throwaway comments. Yeah. Yeah, so I wouldn't say he's not a good person, but I just don't really like him. My friends were okay with him, so I guess it's like a different level of like your tolerance in a sense. Yeah, but like he was explaining to me like worksheets, and I couldn't like, for the life of me I couldn't understand. So he was just like, okay, why don't you come over to my office and like with all your worksheet, and I'm going to like show you with like some like styrofoam blocks, and see if you can understand it. I just sat down there in front of his office, and his office was like, you know, like all the other lecturers could like he was the head of department, so all the other lecturers could also like basically see what's going on with him teaching me. And he done it explain to me like 5 times non-stop in a row, and you're like, do you get it? I'm just like, no, I don't understand. You're like moving on the blocks and the light source around here, just like you see if the light source hits this thing, then look at the shape of the shadow, see the angle. This is a very technical class, so it's not something that you can YOLO. Like you need to be technically correct. We use like rulers and the angle calculating thing, what you call it, like a protractor and all that. You have to be very, very specific, and you kind of have to do maths to calculate the angle of the shadows and stuff. Horrible class. I passed it anyway, but anyway, yeah. Then you're like shipping it around, and he's like, okay, you look at it, you're like, okay, if I do this, what then? How do you calculate the angle? Then he trails off, so he expects me to answer all his questions. I'm just like, I don't know. So he was like, never mind, I'll explain it again. So he just keeps explaining it over and over and over and over and over again. So I could understand the basic theory of it, but the moment you add in like multiple light sources, and it gets really confusing because the light sources can cancel each other out in a way. Like for example, like if you shine a light on something, it casts a shadow, right? But if you shine a light on in another direction, the shadow might disappear, right? Something like that. So multiple light sources trip me up so much. He was like, how many times do you need to explain it to you? I'm just like, I'm sorry, I don't get it. Yeah. So whatever. Yeah. In the end, somehow or another, I finally converted it to my knowledge to like something that made sense to me. And then I was like, he was like, you explain this to me. You explain to me so I can check that you understand what's going on. And I was like, I cannot explain to you, but if you want, I can work it out for you. And he was like, acceptable. Show me. Then I showed it to him, and he was like, okay, as long as it makes sense to you and you get it correct, that's enough. Now go. And I'm pretty sure I spent like over 1 hour in the office just with him just like reiterating the entire concept to me. And I'm just like, okay. Okay. Somehow or another, I got it, I guess. Yeah, whatever. I'm ready. Hey, I want. The thing that makes me so mad is that there's all the worksheets that I did for his class, right? It would be such good reference for like drawing and stuff, right? But I lost the worksheets. I lost all the worksheets. Like every single worksheet I did for his class, I lost all of them. Is like, cause we kept them all in like a folder, an A3 size folder, and I lost the freaking A3 size folder. I'm so annoyed by this. You know how useful this would have been for drawing. Every day I regret that I lost my freaking shadows worksheet. Like if I lost the perspective worksheet, that is fine. That is perfectly fine. But I freaking lost the shadows worksheet. Have been so useful for real. Yeah. Every day is the last time I cold sweat. Every day I rule the day. I'm just like, where's my worksheets? Then I go back to sleep again. I joked awake at 5 AM in the morning. Sit up. I'm just like, where's my worksheet? I go sleep. And see, the professor is old man, a lot of appendix. And then it's like when I ask my friend like, do you guys have your worksheet? Can you like scan it or something and let me have the soft copy? And they're just like, well, we left it with our lecturer, and then we graduated. I'm just like, okay. So you also don't have your worksheets? I'm just like, who will have this worksheet? Actually, you know what? I asked 2 of my friends. I should ask the remaining friend if she has the worksheet or not, because this one friend, in a way, I only became friends with her in the last 2 years spent in school. Yeah, the last 2 years, I became friends with her. I wasn't really very close with her in before that. So I'm just like, maybe she'll have the worksheets. I hope she does. Those are really good worksheets. Yeah. I should ask her after stream later. I think we might have plans to go watch the Jujutsu Kaisen movie, but like I don't watch Jujutsu Kaisen. But apparently you don't really need like background knowledge of the series, because like people they're telling me it's like the sequel of the prequel for side characters or something. So I won't be confused by anything. So I'm just like, okay, I guess we'll set a date to watch Jujutsu Kaisen movie. If she has the worksheet, maybe she can pass me some then. This is we are supposed to is the trick to this cross-examination to prove that he could have a body double? Clothing of the professor waxwork. Maybe this one? Let's see if we can change his appearance first or something. This piece of glass is almost as thick as it is white. Yes, I've never seen anything like it. If you were to compare the human, only Mr. Sholmes has such ticks. Wow! Wow! That was not a subtle burn at all. There's really no need for such a comparison now, Horo-san, as you well know. Anyway, it can only be from the Crystal Tower, surely. Yes, I think so too. It was probably made especially to meet the demands of the great structure. I think maybe we present this. Apparently not. The music is still playing. Yeah. Have a twin. I mean, he doesn't have a twin, but he has a body double. Wait, sorry. No, what did he present? Maybe the head? Maybe the head? Nope! Music is still playing. Okay, let's... Is as insurance? What can we present? I mean, I think the entire basis is to prove that he has a... Basically just throwing evidence in the courtroom. Yeah, the way Ace Attorney works is that if you don't know what's going on, time to do a full guess and check. I mean, we know that there's a body double, but how do I present? How do I present? What evidence I present to prove it? This one is... Nope. Or maybe it's... Maybe that's not the point of this cross-examination? Like someone else? Did he have a twin? What? Maybe it's not this statement. Approximately 1 year ago, through Mr. Asma introduction. Okay, nothing wrong with this. He provided me the blueprint and I constructed the machine to a precise specification. It was no trick. I mean, it was a trick, but I don't... There's nothing extremely outstanding about what he said. This is the... All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their head and crashed headfirst in the Crystal Tower. I feel I did the statement, but let me see what he says again. I know there was one statement where Ryunosuke was just like, there's something odd about this. I think it is this statement. Yeah, this one. Someone who looked identical to a victim. Yeah, basically. But what do I present to prove it? Looks identical. Looks identical. I mean the head is wrong. It's not the head. Can I? Is there a way to like open it up or something? Let me examine this. The trophy, the camera. I mean, I can see someone here, but does it look like him? I don't know. Let's just give it a try, I guess. It's not. It's not this. Okay. What's with the other photo? Like, which one? You mean this one? This one, or you mean this one, or one of the other ones? Which one? The post-explosion photo, is it? This one. Let me just have a little drink. Yum yum yum. The other this one? This one? The one that I just presented? The balloon, I was thinking it's because like this is the photo of the time of the the balloon popping, or like the machine exploding. It was just taken just moments before. I was thinking maybe like you see this guy in here, so well they are claiming that this guy is the victim. Right, to that photo. Yeah, it's Drebber's. It's Drebber. So Drebber who's extremely good looking, to my great chagrin. but I don't know if I don't think this is it, because yeah, it's what we used to identify Drebber. I don't know if it's related to a case. Maybe not. Yeah, we could just somehow prove that he stole the wax figure to use as a body double. That would be pretty cool, but then it extends. We see blood, but I don't know how that's related to the current case. Don't know how this related to the current case at all. What you present? I don't get it. The autopsy report is probably not related right now, I think. Yeah. Guess and check time? Guess and check. Not this either. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna keep guessing until we get it now, I guess. Will you be quite a twin? I don't know. Not this. This one. Okay, I really don't think the killer's autopsy report is it. Their head has been rejected. I don't think the trophy is it, but at this point we're very guessing and checking everything. Okay, you know what? Maybe let's do a trophy later. Let's do a trophy in the autopsy report later. Don't think it's related either, but nope, it's wrong. Okay, let us revert to the beginning. Yeah. Balloon? Nope. Not a balloon either. The cross ball? I doubt it as well, but yep. Man, we're just super guess and checking everything right now. 9. It's not it either. Revert. Return. We shall time travel to the past. I don't get it. Sometimes I feel I'm too dumb for this game, but nope, it's not the top shape plot either. Well, I adapted it, but screwdriver, I don't think so either, but it's not. Onwards to the next piece of evidence. Maybe it's not even this statement at all. Okay, let's see what else it could possibly be. Okay, if you say he constructed it to his precise specifications, we have no proof that it was spam and check. Yeah, basically that's what we are relying on right now. Spamming and checking everything inside. If it's not that statement, then but none of the other statements are weird. Unless this thing? No. Okay, revert again. It is tough. Okay, presented. Okay, let's just. We presented this already. I really don't think it's related, but yeah, of course it isn't at all. Have I printed a birdcage? I think I have, right? I don't remember, but I think I have. I think I maybe presented everything here except the trophy and the autopsy report, which I really don't think is related, but yeah, it's not. Yeah. Yeah, of course it's not related. That's okay, right? That means that it's not this statement that's weird, because I presented everything already. So it's another statement that's weird. It was no trick. Maybe. No, it's not. What? Nya. Provided me the yeah. I can also make mousy noises. I don't get it. Should I just Google it? Let's just Google it. Googling feels like I'm losing to this game though. Okay, you met him 1 year ago. fine. Can we prove that he fucked with the machine? I mean, apart from blowing up, of course. We can't open the helmet, so the trophies. Obviously not. Obviously not. You constructed it, he says. I don't think there's anything weird with this statement. Oh, the spectator saw. Crash headfirst into the crystal tower. I mean, the photo that we presented it's not it. We presented this earlier on, it's not it. So it's not it! Yeah. Yeah. Okay, fine, I'll Google it. What's this called? I'll Google it. Fine. I don't get it. I seriously don't get it. I seriously don't get it. And I've already cross-examined like every single statement. So, Ace Attorney Chronicles 8. Watch episode. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, it's called Resolve. Ace Attorney Chronicles Resolve. Okay. This is episode 3, right? So zoom all the way to the bottom or something. Kind of bottom. Zoom even more. Okay, zoom even more. This is a really long walkthrough. This is super long walkthrough. I guess they really detailed everything, but we don't really need this much detail. We just need one answer, just one. Okay, I think this, yeah. There were 2 bird cages. The bottom wooden bird cages statement. Huh? Wooden? Okay, they say we're supposed to point. Yeah, it's not even this statement at all. We're supposed to present the bird cage in this statement. But why? I don't get it. Let's see what the game says. We've examined the bird cage that crashed into a crystal tower ourselves. As you can see, the cage, which is a wooden construction, has sustained damage in one particular spot. Following the explosion, it fell some 30 feet into the glass of the crystal tower. The level of damage is to be expected surely. I agree. The damage itself is entirely understandable. What doesn't make sense is the location of that damage. Does it? I get it! Oh my god, this is clearly something I didn't notice myself. Holy shit, I would never have gotten this correct because I didn't even notice this myself. So they said that the cage plunged head first, right? That's why the guy's neck snapped. If it plunged head first, then logically the damaged part should be here at the head of the bird cage instead of at the bottom. If considering that the bottom of the cage was damaged, it implies that this cage landed foot first, not head first. Oh, dang it! Shit. Like if it landed here, then the guy's head would have snapped. The guy's legs would have snapped. Got to go IKEA. Oh, okay. Have fun. I love shopping IKEA. Enjoy. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. I love building IKEA furniture. Yeah, don't worry. Go do what you have to do. Have fun. Bye bye. Thanks for coming anyway. Yeah. So I didn't even notice this contradiction with the evidence. It makes suddenly the moment they give like this little hint, it all makes sense now. Dang it. You're right. Why is the foot of the cage damaged if we plunge head first? Curses! Ding. Oh, the breakages in the wood are at the base of the bird cage, not the top. Dang it, bro, you're right. What are you saying? That's opposite of where they should be. That's right, my lord. The bird cage was at the scene damaged at its base. So we have reports of the bird cage falling headlong into the crystal tower, yet the damage is at the bottom. The only way to reconcile these two facts is to accept that there were two bird cages in play at day, which were at some point switched. Switched during what wasn't a scientific experiment at all, but an elaborate piece of stage trickery. You, my good sir, are absolutely right. Good gracious, explain yourself, witness. Well... Pang! If we examine the facts, there's only one logical conclusion we can draw. The damage on the base of the birdcage clearly indicates that it crashed tail first into the tower. Logics! But multiple witnesses report claim it fell head first. The birdcage materialized in the sky next to a balloon flying over the stage, following a spontaneous explosion at an altitude of some 60 feet above ground level, which is approximately 18 meters. It then proceeded to fall some 30 feet into the crystal tower in the ensuing deflagration. What a complicated word, deflagration? Witness reports amid such chaos are notoriously unreliable. But the victim's neck was broken. He plummeted 30 feet inside a heavy wooden cage. However he fell, it will be unsurprising to find one or two of his vertebrae crushed. Is that how it works? Honestly, I usually don't like the criminals in cases because they're all like super smarmy, but I can't even bring it into me to dislike this guy. Well, you are at the end of the day still evil, and you will go to jail. But for like, you know, usually when the true culprits of the cases tend to be very smarmy and stuff, but this guy is not really that smarmy, to be honest. I mean, yeah, he's kind of like I am smart and you are not, kind of, but he's not offending. I'm riveting scientific analysis of events from the prosecution there, told to be even more rigorous. You would have to say it was only one vertebra, actually. He wasn't quiet for long. They never are. I find it hard to see what's motivating Lord Van Zix. This witness is clearly a swindler and one who deceived a personal friend of his. If you are going to establish this deception, do it right. Woo! You don't like him? You don't like him? Really? I think like honestly, right? I really don't think he's the worst witness we've had so far. like he's sus. He's sus. He's obviously trying to deflect the blame away from himself, understandably. But he's not condescending towards us, kind of. Like most of the other witnesses, all of the other criminals tend to be like, huh, get out of my sight now, you peasant kind of thing. But he just like, no, you gotta believe in the science. Sorry? I feel like there's undertone here. Ah, yes. There's one more point. The defense appears to have forgotten. It obviously wasn't a trick, as a certain truth very plainly demonstrates. What? It seemed to me that the cross-examination had better continue until we resolve this matter. Mr. Drebber, you will amend your testimony with details of this truth. Of course, we must treat the matter scientifically after all. Ah, I nearly had him there. Oh? The kinesis clearly took place because there's nowhere else 30 feet high for the birdcage to have fallen from. Well, about this, we definitely do have something. Dang it, do we present this or do we present this? I think we present this because you can see the crystal tower, so it feels more relative somehow. Is what I think. Like, I mean, if we present this one, I mean, yeah, we know where everything is in relation to each other, but it's not very clear in the photograph itself. But you could say the crystal tower was like 50 meters away, because it's not seen on this photo here. So I think I should present the sketch instead. Let's see. A, we're right. This is a diagram of the experimentation stage and its surroundings. Ding 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 ding. We know that somehow the birdcage appeared in mid-air before falling down into the crystal tower. Dang! A fall of about 30 feet or 9 meters. However, if you examine the diagram carefully, you'll see that there's one other possible location from which the birdcage could have fallen. The same distance of 30 feet. Come on, Lord Zeke, you already know where we're going with this from like yesterday. You don't have to be so shocked about this. You will indicate the place to which you are referring on this same diagram. Ta-dang. Incomprehensible noise is me finishing up the last of my matcha latte. The balloon, I guess? I feel like... So this is the one... This is the fake bird cage, right? So the real one will have whooshed down the hole. So... Here? The place I'm referring to is here. Yes, it is. But that's where the birdcage would have been to begin with. Which is exactly the point, my lord. Yes, the birdcage was in the machine on the stage, but what we must also consider is the height of the stage itself. Go on, counsel. It turns out that the experimentation stage was built at a considerable height above ground level. If you look at the diagram, in fact, you'll see it's about the same height as above the ground as the balloon was above the crash site. When the experiment got underway, the machine and the birdcage were engulfed in steam. Hey! At that moment, the floor of the stage gave way, and if we assume that to be a void underneath, this birdcage in the one seen by the audience would have fallen almost exactly the same distance. Dang, 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 dang. Once again, my lord, this is all points to the fact that there was not one birdcage, but two. My learned friend has no evidence that the stage has such a contrivance in design. Excuse me, Lord Zix! I don't want to be the one saying this to you, but excuse me, Lord Zix, what the hell do you call this if not proof that there is a contrivance in design? Someone is responsible for the criminal destruction of the kinesis machine itself, it's true. Oh, wrong button. However, the stage still stands. And take a moment to look at a photographic print of the scene following yesterday's explosion. Good lord, the metal grill that formed the floor of the machine is undone. Yes, most likely blown apart by the force of the explosion that destroyed the rest of the machine. The defense calls for the space below the stage to be investigated immediately. You mean you... I'm gonna strangle someone. You mean you haven't investigated it already? Mr. Driver. It was you who built the kinesis machine, which means that it was you who built the two bird cages that were used to carry out this deception. Whether Professor Harebrain's hypothesis is sound or not makes no difference, because it's the construction of this machine that matters. A machine designed to take Mr. S-Man's life and lay the blame firmly at the Professor's door, something that could only have been carried out by you, Mr. Enoch Streber. Oh, that's new. This is a brand new animation. Grr, grr, he says. That can't be comfortable. That can't be comfortable at all. Oh man, Aniki. Aniki really became his personal bottle opener. If my learned friend has reached the end of his wild exhortations. The prosecution would like to crush the defense argument slowly but surely. Oh, he had to come back to it. What? Your argument fails to hold water on two counts. Two? Firstly, before and after the experiment, this witness went nowhere near the kinesis machine. Every relevant member of the staff from the exhibition has attested to that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, the Professor Harebrain pulled the switch, right? You don't need to be there to activate it manually yourself. As long as you design the door, the trap door to activate once you pull the switch. And I believe members of Scotland Yard have also been on watch duty at every public experiment. In other words, Mr. Drebber had no opportunity to switch the alleged pair of bird cages. But I explained why he would have needed to. The nonsense with the crossbow, that doesn't bolster your case at all. The man who disappeared from the stage and the man who crashed into the tower are one and the same. The forensic investigation team report was unequivocal on that point. And the second flaw in your assertion is a distinct lack of motive. Why would this man have wanted to take the victim's life? He had no reason to do so. A motive? Do I have to think of everything myself? Money, I guess. I mean, the dark part tricking him was money, right? I mean, if he's alive, you have half of the total amount of money. If you kill him, you get all of the total amount of money. Is that not motive enough? Your scroll, sir. I have here a contract provided by the witness. What contract is this, Lord Van Zix? The contract into which Mr. Drabble entered with the victim, Mr. S-Man. It reads, Mr. Drabble is to receive 30% of all remunerations from government grants or other income. 30%? Certainly very favorable contractual conditions. But there's one very important provision bolted into that clause. What provision? Mr. Drabble may only uphold this right on condition that both contracting parties are alive. Oh! This guy really made sure to cover his ass well. Yeah, he really planned this out in advance and made sure to cover his ass from any like accusations of greed and stuff. Which means that now the reason for the murder was not money. It was for something else. We don't know what. We will find out. But it is not for money. So he doesn't care if he doesn't receive the money. In other words, if either of us were to die, the contract would become null and void. So you see, I had nothing to gain from Mr. S-Man's death. The diametric opposite, in fact. Pang! Need I say more? The witness had neither an opportunity nor reason to commit the alleged crime. In short, the possibility of Mr. Drabble having done as you suggest is nil. Yeah! 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 It seems the defense assertion was somewhat wide of the mark. Lord Van Zix, you will submit the contract as evidence, please. Drabble's contract has been entered into court record. Ta-dum! It's true. If Drabble had no opportunity to switch the birdcage under the stage with the one in the Crystal Tower, he couldn't have done it. And in any case, I have no idea what his motive might have been. There is one aspect of the argument that still holds true, however. There were 2 birdcages. The prosecution unable to deny that. True. I'm sure you're on the right line, Naruhodo-san. And I have no doubt there are other aspects of your assertion. There are undeniable truths too. Well, it would seem that the defense has no rejoinder to offer. Oh? Well, I must say, I'm a little surprised. I came here to testify about the machine I built, and instead, my reputation is defiled. But the prosecution counter has set the record straight, I think. It is impossible that I am the culprit. Oh yeah. At the beginning of this trial, we believed that there was only 1 birdcage, yet now we know there must have been 2. In other words, there was more to the demonstration than we realized at first. I think it's evidently clear that the same applies to the culprit. Get to the point. The stage demonstration was constructed and set up entirely by you, Mr. Drabble. Therefore, it is inconceivable that you had no hand in the event that transpired. Ding 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 ding. So we're trying to say that we are trying to etch him in bit by bit. We are changing our tune to you are the culprit to even if you are not a culprit, you are involved somehow and you will explain how you were involved. And then from there see if we can lure him to admitting that he's a culprit. So as circumstances mean that it's impossible that you could have carried out the crime yourself, it points to the fact that someone else was involved. Someone else? Counsel, are you suggesting? Bait and switch, yeah, kind of. I mean, I'm not sure to call it a bait and switch, but kind of along the lines, yeah. Yes, my lord. Mr. Drabble had an accomplice. Pang! An accomplice now? Well then, I presume you're prepared for what's to come. Now that you're accusing not only this witness, but someone else of the most serious of crimes. If this accusation turned out to be false, then make no mistake, the prosecution will demand an equally serious punishment for your slander. What is going on in my bro's room? What is going on in my bro's room? I mean, maybe I am not the right person to comment on him, but he just suddenly laughed out really loud from his room. Oh well, counsel. My parents have got 2 very loud children at night in the house right now. Do you intend to pursue this cause and formally accuse another party of involvement in this matter? What do I do here? At the moment, this is a little more than a hunch on my part. I don't know for sure if Drebber had an accomplice or even if he really is the culprit here. I mean, obviously he is, though. Look at his face. Noisy kids, we're all very noisy kids. One way or another, though, I have to make my position clear as a lawyer. Noisy kids. Playing games every night. My bro basically only plays like LOL though. He just plays LOL every day. So my son gonna be, did driver have an accomplice or not? Name the accomplice. The defense is ready to name Mr. Driver's accomplice. Somehow the 2 bird cages must have been switched. Everything points to that. Yet according to the coroner's report, that's not a possibility. But the inconsistency itself is a clue. Counsel. My lord? You have received a stark warning already. If you are nevertheless determined, then I must now ask you to identify this alleged accomplice by name. Oh shit! I think the accomplice is Professor Hairbrain, which is obviously not by choice. He was tricked, he didn't know what was going on. But I am also kind of worried. That the accomplice is the forensic scientist. Right? I mean, they said that the inconsistency that like the forensics team said that it couldn't be switched. But if forensic was cooperating with him, then they could have lied. Right? But I am going to submit Professor Hairbrain's name first, because I think he was an unknowing accomplice. Yeah. So your answer, please. Who do you claim to be Mr. Drebber's accomplice? Here you be. Who is this? No, it's... no, wait. So it was the forensics lady? Maybe ODS man? No, it's not an S-man. No, it's not. Wait, it really is the forensics lady? Really? Oh man, I was hoping that she's good though. Forensics lady the criminal? I don't believe this. Really? Is her as an accomplice? I mean, yeah, that means that like I mentioned, that means she lied about it being impossible to have the body for the body to be swapped out, but man, but what then what's her motive? If anything, she's got even less reason to lie. Sorry, fear doesn't bind your tongue now. It's a little late for that. Of course, I'm afraid. After all, naming her in that capacity is definitely going to make waves. A lot of waves. I could very well turn every single person in this courtroom against me. I'm sure you'll be alright now, Horo-san. Thank you, Susato-san. The enemy always appears larger than life, but you appear exactly the same to the enemy. What an inspirational quote, honestly. The enemy always appears larger in life, but you appear the same to the enemy. That is weirdly inspirational. Alright then, here goes. You've kept us waiting long enough. Your answer, counsel. Now. The person who colluded with Mr. Drebber in order to carry out this wicked crime is Scotland Yard's coroner, Dr. Courtney Sif. What the blazer are you talking about? Dr. Sif? The head of forensic investigation team and the coroner who conducted the autopsy on the victim? For real, I don't believe it myself. Like what's if we don't know what Drebber's motive is, then what? Then we have even less clue as to what Dr. Sif's motive is. We know there were 2 bird cages, so who could carry out the switch to complete the illusion? The accident happened in front of a huge crowd of spectators, and the area was immediately sealed off. Then everyone, police officers included, were banished to make way for the forensic investigation team. When else could the switch have occurred? It can only have been in that team's presence. It's essential that the court determine exactly what happened following the incident. The defense demands that Dr. Sif be summoned to the witness stand at once to testify. I still love how cooperative the juror is so far. You've got a nerve, lad! Standing up there, dragging a yard's name through the mud. I didn't mean to. I know the woman very well. There's no bad dead room worker out there. How dare you? Call her a criminal! My learned friend's imagination appears to be wilder in the East End at night. But the recklessness of your accusation aside, there's another grave problem with your argument. One which the prosecution demands you address at once. A grave problem? Oh my word. Who do you claim acted as the victim's doppelganger? What? Certainly, if the bird cage containing the body of the victim was exchanged for another, that cage might also have contained a body. And yet, no missing persons or accidental death of anyone even remotely resembling the victim has been reported. Which means there was no one, dead or alive, who could have fulfilled the role of a body double for Mr. S-Man. That's true. If my argument that there were 2 bird cages, then there must also have been 1 person inside each. But I don't know if I've got an answer to this yet, have I? What can I do to reveal how the body stand was activated? I don't know! Let's say first. Now I got 2 options, person or evidence. Claudia the Professor waxwork. This one, right? The Crystal Tower glass. Professor waxwork. Present evidence? Very well. The defense will address my learned... Do you have a brain fart there? You know, it's okay? The defense will address my learned friend's concern by presenting evidence that reveals the true nature of Mr. S-Man's body double. Good gracious, evidence? I do hope this isn't filibustering, counsel. The court is expecting a name. If you think you have relevant evidence, present it now. The body double and the birdcage were hiding inside the balloon that was floating above the stage, which means that any witnesses would have only seen them from 60 feet away. So who was it that appeared out of the explosion once, some 18 meters above the spectators? Aha! The body double inside the second birdcage was... Well... And it's not this? No? No, it's not the glass. Is that your evidence tie together? No. No, it's not a glass, but the glass was found on a mannequin, so... Eh... Who was the other person in the birdcage? Is it him? Drebber himself? Was it Drebber himself? Or maybe the proof is... Maybe not a glass, maybe the hit. Okay, let's see if it's the hit. Is there evidence? Okay, let's see if it's a hit. Feel like it's not a person. Yeah, I mean it all points to the wax figure being used at the moment, but I don't know if that's correct. Ah, it is the hit, not the glass. Okay, not a glass shot. We know that the victim, Mr. Assman, was in the birdcage that was situated inside the kinesis machine on stage, and therefore he couldn't have been inside the second birdcage. Instead, that contained something else. What's been described as a body double, which is what fell from the sky and crashed into the crystal tower. Yes, Counsel, according to a somewhat elaborate version of events. And that body double inside the second birdcage was in fact... It's alright, Naruhodo-san. You're ready for this. Just steel yourself and come out with it. Thank you, Susato-san. I needed that. As I was saying, the body double inside the second birdcage was, as unbelievable as it may seem, that thing there. Wait, what? It's just sitting here in the middle of the court. What? It's just sitting right there in the middle of the court, and no one pointed this out until now. Open your eyes and look into mine, my Nipponese friend. Ding! Now tell me, what are you playing at? Stand firm now, Yonosuke. This is time to show your Japanese spirit. As the court will observe, this is a waxwork model. Pyak. Pyak. A model, in fact, of an infamous London murderer from 10 years ago, the Professor. You started by indicating the leader of the forensic investigation team as an accomplice in this crime. And now you move on to indicating waxworks? Yes, that's about the size of it. He's making fun of you! But why? And why this waxwork? It looks nothing like the victim. In fact, it could hardly resemble him less. What possible justification can you give? If you want to know why, ask Mr. Drebber. Oh, he shook it! Shook it! What? Just days before Professor Harebrain performed his public demonstration, Mr. Drebber abducted this model from Madame Taspel's. Did you say abducted? And 2 days after the incident at the Great Exhibition, he returned it to the museum. Then the timing... Is this true, Mr. Drebber? At first, I couldn't see why Mr. Drebber would have stolen the waxwork and then given it back again. But now the reason is clear. He took it so that he could put it inside the second birdcage as a body double for Mr. Assman. Pang! Are you hearing this, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Are you hearing the defense's astonishing proposal? Oh no! Are they gonna vote? Are they gonna vote? Are they gonna vote him guilty now? And now we gotta like pull them back to our side. That the witness fabricated this vast machine with the intention of deceiving some wretched scientist. That he did so in collusion with the country's finest coroner on a public stage in front of a vast audience. Yeah, he's totally gonna sway them over right now. Lord Ziggs, that's cheating. That's cheating. That's cheating, Lord Ziggs. You gotta refute us properly, not rely on swaying the jury, and that to effect the deception. He used a waxwork model in a way that in no way resembles the victim. Are we really to believe this far-fetched tale? What do you decide? No, don't sway them! Don't sway them! That's cheating! Wait! Yes, if you put it like that, of course it sounds implausible. My lord! I need to speak, if you please. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Myself and my colleagues have reached an agreement. What? What? You guys got swayed a bit. I mean, I know that Lord Zeke is hot, but please, you can't make a decision based off how charismatic he is. Very good. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings for the court to hear now. The con. Well, not our first time. Not our first time on this rodeo. Let's go again. So, as indicated by the foreman, the jury has reached a consensus. I knew that was going to happen. Same. We shall get through this, Mr. Naruhodo, as we always do. And uncover some new truths along the way, I'm quite sure. Yes, I agree. I'm going there to appeal to the jurors as usual and see if I can persuade them to change their minds. The defense will now embark on a submission examination. even without saying anything, telling the judge anything, the judge already knows what we're gonna do next. Are you and your fellows ready to proceed, Mr. Foreman? Yeah, my lord. Very well. In that case, I ask you now to state clearly for all present to hear the grounds on which each of you has decided that the defendant is guilty of the crime of which he is charged. Just familiar about shit. Judge knows exactly what we're going to do even before we say it. The juror's contentions. I've known that woman for years. She's never been accomplished in anything. It's utter nonsense to think that those two would ever be conniving with one another. Oh dear, this is most troubling. Surely the waxwork the man stole has nothing to do with the coroner, is it? I've had my own problems with members of the police. I do not trust them much. I've seen no rigorous proof that this waxwork was ever inside the birdcage. It's conjecture. Now, killing someone without right evidences? E is not a proper job, is it? I won't have it. You know, even though the jurors are opposing us, I actually do salute them because this time, all their arguments are actually kind of legit. I mean, they are misinformed, but they are legit enough. Like at least it's not shit like I'm voting you guilty so I can go home to my wife. Like or like I'm voting you guilty because I don't like how rich you are. I'm just like, yeah. At least this time their arguments are related to the case. Yeah, they may be wrong, but they are sensible. They are at least reasonable. Yeah. Honestly, please. Have we fallen so low in this game that we are so happy to have decent jurors? Like it's not what they're supposed to do to begin with. This is jurors doing their actual job like they should. But we had so many shitty jurors in the past that this is now heaven. It seems that the introduction of this waxwork model to the proceeding has polarized opinion. Given that its face is obscured and its build in no way resembles that of the victim. I can only applaud my learned friend's temerity at suggesting it is Mr. S-Man's body double. Yes, the applause is deafening. Yes, I know it seems extraordinary. But that's the point. That's why I have a strong feeling that it's actually a greater clue than anyone yet realizes. What are you thinking now, Horo-san? I can't explain why at the moment. But I feel as though there's a specific reason why it was used. Why it had to be this model. Really? A reason why nothing else would do, you mean? Yes, and I'm convinced. There's something far more significant than whether or not the model looked like the victim. Well, if that's the case, we must prevent the trial from ending prematurely at all costs. Yes, agreed. I have to find a way out of this. If you are ready, Counsel, you may proceed with the submission examination. What time is it? It's 11:30. Oh, dang it. I was thinking if it was around like 10 or so, I'll open up my bag of snacks. But if it's 11:30, then I shall not. I shall be a good person and not snack at this time of the night. I have one last bag of Tohato corn in my snack drawer. Once this bag runs out, I've got no more snacks. I need to go replenish it. But I'm so lazy. And this Tohato corn was bought from like Donkey and not NTUC or something. So it's even further away. I'm so lazy. Known that woman for years. She never been accomplished anything. I mean, that's what they always say about criminals, right? Whenever people interview the people the criminals are familiar with, their friends always say like, oh no, they're such a sweet guy. He would never. This shocked me so much as well. Isn't that what always goes down all the time? So even if you're familiar with her, she could still be an accomplice or something, you know. I'm a copper, lad. It's a copper's discretion to bend the rules sometimes when needs must. What's wrong with that? Where do I start? I've been working at Yard for 40 odd years. Even more than I thought. We've only had one metropolitan police service in town for 70 years, you know. Of course, time to change. The public didn't trust coppers back when I started. It was rough. We had to fight crime and we had to fight to win the public's trust as well. And win we did. Forensic science was in infancy too, even more than it is now. And she spearheaded the revolution. Dr. Sif, you mean? That's right. About 10 years ago now, it was. When I was still a youngish Bobby on the beat. Young? But, what do you mean youngish? Aren't you like in your 50s right now, or if not your 60s? 10 years ago, wouldn't you be like 40s to 50s? That's when she started making a name for herself as a top-class coroner. How old is she, by the way? How old is she? Out of curiosity. She's like 39. That's kind of young, isn't it? Not to mention she got a kid who's like at minimum probably like a teenager. Now look at her, head of the forensic investigation team, and a woman no less. Well, you won't hear me complain. It's what we all dreamt of back then, I tell you. Could you tell me about holding a gun in the air? We are all out to uphold justice, lad. Full of vim we are, full of vim. That's coming across loud and clear. Okay, I don't think the 6th guy has got anything to compete against, in a way. But we're only just starting to understand this case. Why are you reading there, sir? The man behind those murders on Solar Pond Street was caught in 2 days flat. That's real policing for you. That's really not relevant to this case, is it? You're wrong there. Because you're Dr. Sif in charge of examining the bodies. And you have evidence arising from her work that led to the arrest of the scoundrel responsible. Oh. That's right. Oh. The woman is at the forefront of this country's fight against crime. The idea that she's somehow involved in this murky business is a load of old tosh. Oh man, I actually feel kind of bad arguing with the jury this time because you know they are actually pretty they're actually logical this time, and I don't know how to feel about this. But we assume that, well, quite simply because the unsettling swindler has no relationship with the woman, does he? True, as it stands, we don't know of any connection. Oh gosh, but it would be delightfully romantic if they were somehow to have a mutual interest in the waxwork. Romantic? Say romantic? A woman of society such as myself views everything in terms of relationships, you know. Well, you learn something new every day, even if you don't want to. One might wonder about a possible relationship between the defendant and this coroner woman. Or perhaps between the defendant and the handsome prosecutor just... What am I supposed to say to this? What am I supposed to say to this? Woman! Do you want to see us have a relationship? Are you like a Fujoshi or something? I strongly salute whoever wrote this line. Whoever wrote this line knows their players. That's all I can say. The sheer amount of like shipping between the attorney and the prosecutor across all the Ace Attorney games is surreal. It's surreal. The writers knew what they were doing. That's all I can say. They're just like even if you don't ship, Yonosuke and Lord Six, we're gonna make you ship it. Okay, sure, writers, sure. This woman made me more astute. I'm deceased. Why do you mean more astute? What line? Oh my god! They're fucking feeding the Fujoshis. I can't. Astute about what? There's so many things to be astute about. The last statement? And then the woman's stance. Then perhaps demonstrating some connection between the Waxwell and Dr. Sif would be enough. Yes, I agree. As soon as we for evil connection, she'll be the first to know. I'm just like. Good job, writers. Good job. This is the way to provide fan service in this game is to subtly make a throwaway line and let the Fujoshis go crazy by themselves. It's a lot more effective than outright stating they got a relationship. If you let the Fujoshis imagine what's going on, the fandom is so much more on fire than you will ever expect. I'm just like okay, sure, writers, so. Well then. What sort of problems? Let's just say we have run into each other on numerous occasions while being performing on the street. Right, I see. Obviously, artists such as myself cannot appear on stage as we work in close proximity to our audiences. So we perform our great magic in parks, on street corners and the like. But the police use any excuse to make our lives difficult. Oh ho 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 ho. Chotto mate. Do you have something to say in response to that, Mr. Otomo? Who are you calling a mass murderer? What? Anything? Oh, the mass murderer's name is Otomo? Oh, so they share the same surname, right? I mean, locked up, Sonny? Thanks, Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes lied to us. What if we could move on? I was really wondering if you had something you wanted to add in response to what juror number 3 just said. And clearly you do. I mean, the guy's proud of his job, right? So he definitely got to take offense to him saying that the police is creating trouble for him. Back in my day, back in the good old days, he wasn't like this. What was it like, sir? We worked our fingers to the bone to earn the public's trust, we did. And by job, we earned it. People respected us back then. Yeah, whippersnappers, no respect for the elders. Respected you? No one would have called a coroner into question in them days. A coroner's report was a hallmark of an investigation done right. Especially when Dr. Courtney Stevens put her name to it. She's the best of the best, and the apple of the force's eye. Hold on a minute. What are you talking about? Who's Courtney Is that not her name? Oh wait, her name is Sif, isn't it? Sif. Courtney Sif. Maybe there's like a maiden name or something? Ah, sorry. Got a bit carried away there. Stevens is Dr. Sif's maiden name, yeah. Her maiden name. So that was before she was married. Who else is Stevens? Okay, as of now, we don't know anyone who's a Stevens. Maybe it'll come up later on? Of course, yes. Silly me. It's Sif now, isn't it? Stevens. I'm sure I've seen the name somewhere recently. Have we? Have we seen the name Stevens somewhere? Let's see. Stevens. There's a Stevens? Oh, wait. Hold on a minute. Oh! It's her! Connie Stevens! Aha! So this is where it's from. The professor. Which means... Was she lying or the professor being hung? Anyway, the point is, those were great days of policing, not like now. Sorry to interrupt, sir. But do you think you could change your statement to include that name? Well, yes, I don't see why not. Okay. She was Courtney Stevens back when I knew her, of course. Legendary coroner even then. I mean... Stevens... Let's press everyone else first. And see... Everyone has got another statement to change. But he claimed the whole instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a trick. That's it. But there's more than one in the pull a rabbit out of a hat, isn't there? Sorry? I grant you, given that this cage appeared from amidst the explosion, there had been no need to use a real person. But if a waxwork had been used, the culprit could at least have the decency to make it look like the victim. I'm not sure exactly how much criminals are governed by decency. The point is, if you are going to make a claim about that waxwork being inside the birdcage, you need to give us some evidence. Without that, it's just not science. I suppose we should expect nothing less than a logical argument from a fellow of the Royal Society, and thank God it's a logical argument. I'm not even mad. Honestly, I am not even mad. But that perhaps means his mind could be changed if we manage to present suitable evidence. Evidence that the Professor Waxwork was inside the birdcage. Can I produce that or not? I mean, we do have this thing. So, I have evidence. Actually, I have something I'd like you to see, sir. Oh? I must warn you that I firmly believe it's only wise to trust men in white coats. So, given a jet black outfit, I don't mind admitting to a sense of trepidation here. What? But you too, sir, are in black. Are you saying you don't trust yourself then? Looking in the mirror must be very trying. Now there is some evidence that proves the waxwork inside the birdcage, namely the glass shard. Correct. What's that? A piece of glass? Door is unusually thick for glass. Yes, it's a piece of broken glass that we found inside the jacket on the waxwork. As you say, it's not ordinary glass though. It's very thick and clearly made for extra strength. Much like the special glass that developed for the construction of the Crystal Tower. The Crystal Tower. Holy smoke! Pang! Exactly! The centerpiece of the Great Exhibition where the very incident we're talking about took place. On the day in question, the birdcage fell from above and smashed through a window of the special glass. From whence this small piece of originated, is that it? Precisely. So what do you say? Now that clear evidence in support of the assertion has been placed before you. Well, as I said, I only trust men in white coats as a rule. However, there are exceptions to the rule. When the reasoning is sound, it's fair to say color shouldn't come into it. In light of what you shown me here, yes, I feel obliged to change my position on the matter. What a good guy! Thank you! In that case, juror number 4, you will amend your statement now, please. The panel on a piece of glass leaves me in little doubt that the waxwork was indeed inside the birdcage. Okay, let's see what this corn girl says. I'm gonna ask, why have you brought that corn into court with you? Colonel Cobb? Colonel Cobb. He's been going back on the farm. Pick him off on me way into town. Eat a proper nibbler he is. Yes, the nibbling seems to be taking quite a while. Maybe go wait until after the trial? No, it's infinite ammo corn. Just if it's infinite ammo, you gotta like make full use of it and like crunch it non-stop to have to consume the maximum number of corn. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. You need colonels at time like this. Whenever I summon big to decide, the colonels always point me in the right direction, see? You're talking about your cob of corn? Never noble guilty bubble. Never not guilty out. Never noble guilty bubble. Never not guilty out. So she's been eeny, meeny, miny mowing her decisions. Perhaps it's akin to fortune telling in flower petals like people do back home. So Professor Harebrain's fate to be decided by a cob of corn. Could you not at least wait until we had more time to find the truth before deciding on the defendant's guilt? Oh, I don't know about that. Me time's awfully full already. Amazing. Amazing. She's the only dumb juror we have. Kind of. I mean, her original claim of like you can't accuse someone without proof is correct. Although the process that led up to that decision is a bit off. But since she's actually a kid, I'm gonna cut her like a little bit of slack. I know it seems a bit far-fetched to think that the waxwork model of the professor was in the birdcage. But on the other hand, it explains a lot. Is there really the reason why that particular waxwork had to be used as Mr. S-Man's double? We must do everything we can to make the jurors understand it. The truth is, I'm sure that's the key to this, but it's the most puzzling part of it too. In that case, we should see what additional information we can glean while Willis trying to change the juror's mind. If you can read a book while eating a rice cracker, Naruhodo, I'm sure you can do this. Right. Yes. And go. No. Pit against this one? Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Well, they don't contradict, but it does provide supplementary information. Maybe contradict is not the right word you're looking for here. To whose statement do you refer, Counsel? So, juror number 2. Oh gosh, me? What can I do for you? I presume that you heard what juror number 6 said in his statement. It brought to light the maiden name of the coroner, Dr. Sif, which in turn has revealed a connection that wasn't apparent before. Well, naturally, as a woman of society, I find such connections and relationship irresistible. But oh golly, I'm afraid I fail to see what you mean. Dr. Sif's maiden name is Stevens, and through that name, the coroner is very definitely linked to the waxwork of the killer. The defense has evidence to prove it. My goodness, evidence you say? How utterly enthralling. Counsel, the court cannot overlook that last remark. I very much hope there is substance to your claim. Of course, my lord, I will ask the court to look at this. The evidence that clearly links Dr. Sif to the mass murderer known as the Professor. Dun dun dun! Hiya! Take this. Correct! I have here a certain autopsy report from 10 years ago. A 10-year autopsy report? What relevance does that have? It is, of course, from the autopsy of the person portrayed in the waxwork, the killer known as the Professor. Ding! The Professor's... But the man was a capital offender, so... That's right. This is the certification of death that was drawn up after the convict's execution. The identity of the killer was never made public, so the report gives few details. But what's important is the name of the coroner who wrote it. Courtney Stevens. Oh my, Courtney Stevens? Strike a like. It appears that the professor's autopsy was conducted by Dr. Sif 10 years ago. And a few days ago, Mr. Drebber very deliberately stole the waxwork of the professor from Madame Tuspel's. A waxwork that doesn't, in fact, resemble the victim, Miss Esmond, at all. And do you suppose there's some unsavory relationship between those events? Absolutely, I'm sure of it. There's no doubt in my mind that the professor case is at the heart of a link we have yet to uncover. Between Dr. Courtney Sif and Mr. Enoch Drebber. Hidden links, mysterious connections, secret relationships. This is all most extraordinary. We are sorely obliged now to explore this further. Tongue. I feel like this woman just wants to gossip, but but if it justifies, I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, she votes not guilty. That's the most important thing. But I feel like she just wants to gossip. No more than this cloud of suspicion hanging over the yard's best coroner. Tang, you wasn't like this in my day. We are still here to uphold justice in the end. Thank you! Thank you, good sir. I respect that. And I respect you. There's a little bit more. The professor, that's what links that frightful Swineland and coroner. Okay, now what do you do? Okay, what is the meaning to? Do you think the two will ever be conniving with each other? I think that it's supposed to be this number 4 and number 5, but don't know if I'm right or wrong. No evidence, right? So here's your evidence. Okay, I guess it's right. Good gracious. To whose statement do you refer, counsel? If you could put down your con for a moment, juror number 5. Oh, you mean me? You have pointed out that it's wrong to make accusation without evidence. But accusation that the waxwork model was inside the second birdcage on the day in question is not without supporting evidence, as the defense demonstrated to the juror sitting beside you. Oh, is that right? Would it be fair to say you didn't follow the argument? I mean, I'm not trying to insult her, but she doesn't seem very educated, so she's probably a farm girl. In which case, it's kind of fair to assume that she didn't really receive education, right? So I don't understand much besides Colonel Cobb, to be honest. Of course you don't. If I could interject here, please do, sir. Now that this assertion of yours about the waxwork has been backed up by some solid evidence, it would be wrong of me as a man of science not to pursue the matter further. Yay! Thank you! Kamsia. Now we're even. Ah, well, me too then. Sorry? If this brainy gentleman says he's right, then he must be. See, I won't dream of going against Colonel Cobb or anyone who got stuffing between the ears. Well, as long as we won the argument, I suppose. If you can call it that. Thank you, counsel. That will do. As a result of the summation examination, the jury's overall leaning has changed. 2 jurors now call guilty, against 4 who call not guilty. Accordingly, the court has failed to reach a consensus at this time. And the trial must continue. We did it! Oh, well done, Naruhodo-san. Another wonderful victory! And Lord Zeke is just like, tss, tss, tss. A wise work of the despicable professor. Used as a body double for the victim in this quite extraordinary case. I must say, it's extremely hard to believe that assertion could possibly be true. However, it will appear that it does at least warrant further investigation. It's the wise work of the professor that links Mr. Drebber and Dr. Sif. And I'm convinced that there's a special significance to that link. I don't know what you're hoping to prove, lad. I really don't. The truth, sir, by using evidence and testimony. And the court is to delve deeper into the alleged involvement of Waxwork in this case. Then the prosecution calls for the owner of the model to be summoned as a witness. The owner? I mean, that's true. She will make a good witness for this case, yes. Madame Tuspels. I really thought that Lord Van Zix would object to this whole line of inquiry. Lord Zix fight for the truth, you see. So as long as you are reasonable, he will help you in the court. Very well, I concur. Make arrangements for Madame Tuspels to appear as a witness with immediate effect. Listen carefully, my learned friend. Oh, yes? You should know. They are on the brink of opening Pandora's box. It feels so ominous coming from him who you know was like indirectly or directly involved with the case from 10 years ago, but well, that bridge has been burnt. That fire has been bridged. So there's only one way forward now. Just do it, indeed. Nike, just do it. During that time, the prosecution will summon a new witness and prepare her for taking the stand. What a nice bow. Madame Tuspels, yes. I shall see to it at once, my lord. Pang! Okay, what? I thought they'll throw me into like the waiting room first, but if it's a brick, then this is a good place to stop. Yay! Nice. The goal of one section per stream. It's midnight. Okay, nice. I think this is a good place to stop for the night. Woohoo! Let me switch over. Good run. Yeah. I think we'll probably conclude this case by the next Ace Attorney stream, probably. I feel like it's probably only maybe like one more part to the trial. One more part to the trial before we move on to the next case. And my goal is to hopefully finish AA this entire game by next week, if possible. If it's not then so be it. It's fine. Yeah, okay. Nice, okay. Everyone shall head off to sleep properly. Because of my assignments, it was like 3 assignments in a row in the span of 1 week. Because of that, one on Friday, one on Thursday, one on Sunday. So like literally 3 assignments in a row. So because of that, I spent the last 2 weeks sleeping at 4 AM in the morning every day. I fucking hate it. So I'm gonna go forcefully fix my sleep schedule and go to sleep now at midnight. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that the last few days have shaken me out so much that I get sleepy at like 1 AM in the morning, but I'm so shaken the last few days that I actually feel sleepy at 12 midnight now. So it is an even better time to go to sleep. This is time to catch some Z. Yeah, I'm gonna lie in bed. I'm going to open FGO and I'm gonna fall asleep while playing FGO. It's fine. Okay, we shall all head off to bed to prepare for the next day. Okay. Nice stream, good progress. Thanks for coming. Yay! Okay, see you tomorrow? I don't know if I'll see you tomorrow. The schedule has not been decided yet. But either way, if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you on Wednesday. Okay. See you. Bye bye. Thanks for coming. Good night. Go to sleep. No worries. Okay. Yeah. Bye bye! See you next time!